Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The weekend has arrived, and after some concern for stormy weather in parts of our viewing area, the likelihood has diminished.
It hasn't stopped our storm team from keeping their eyes wide open for trouble. Let's begin with meteorologist Justin Fanfarelli, who has had his eye on the radar all afternoon. What should we expect, Justin?
And thank you, Andrea and Mike, and good evening, everybody. Still tracking a large amount of moderate to heavy rain, especially across the western half of our viewing area. I want to start in our southern counties. We do have a thunderstorm that is making its way across the Brown County border into North Dakota as of right now. No real severe threats from this, just heavy rain and a lot of lightning, no hail, just a light breeze with the winds. Making our way further north, some light to moderate rain south of Valley City, some moderate to heavy rain in the Jamestown area, and this stretches all the way back up into the Devil's Lake Basin. And even though the severe weather threat has diminished, this is the rainfall estimate over the last 48 hours. The greens on this map where between a half an inch and an inch has fallen, and the yellows on this map where over an inch is falling. A lot of rain falling from Devil's Lake Basin to Jamestown, Ellendale, just off to the south of Fargo into the Wahpeton-Breckenridge area, and especially to the west of Stutsman County. And the threat for rain will continue. A good amount of us getting a lot of rain. Temperatures ranging from the lower 60s into the Devil's Lake Basin to the lower 70s into Lakes Country. That band of rain will move into the Red River Valley. It'll be here by the late evening or early overnight, and we could see hours of light to moderate rain. Temperatures staying cool overnight into the lower 60s, but we do have a very nice warm up and a lot of sunshine in the 7-day forecast. We'll get into that coming up later in the newscast.
All right. Thanks, Justin.
Gruesome details surfacing against a man accused of having sex with 2 young children. Police caught up with him last night at his Fargo apartment, and he was in court this afternoon where bond was set at $200,000. 22-year-old Wyatt Scott Cookert was arrested on 6 counts of gross sexual imposition. Authorities say he admitted to having sexual contact with the 2 6-year-old females. Court documents say Fargo PD was tipped off by police in Brookings, South Dakota, about a video involving Cookert and the alleged victims. Based on that video, police questioned him, and he recalled what happened then and admitted to prior incidents. Police say there were no immediate signs of physical injury to the 2 girls and that they are currently safe with family and will receive follow-up care from the Child Advocacy Center. Cookert asked for his bond to be lowered today. The judge did not, citing, quote, horrific conduct. Now tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, we'll talk with experts on how you can help children in these cases and what the future looks like for someone dealing with this.
A Fargo couple is warning others in the valley to always double-check your locks after his doorbell camera caught an intoxicated man trying to get into their home and both of their cars last night. Police later arrested 39-year-old James Dahl for unlawful entry into a vehicle. However, court documents reveal he's officially been charged with disorderly conduct.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us now with more on this story. Bailey?
Mike, Andrea, it all happened around the 3900 block of 50th Street South just before 4 this morning. Now, take a look at your screen. You can see James Dahl stumble up the stairs and try to get into the South Fargo home. Dahl later makes his way back down the stairs, and that's when the homeowners say they watched as Dahl tried to get into one of their vehicles. But just wait a real second. He's going down the stairs right now. Then you'll later see him go down the driveway, and that's when you can see him try to get into the driver's side of the white pickup. But that vehicle was locked, so Dahl eventually walked away. But that's not where the story ends. The homeowners say they later found Dahl asleep in one of their other cars. And that's when they finally called police and Dahl was arrested. Now, the couple says they don't usually leave their car doors unlocked. However, they didn't realize that the key fob was dead for that particular car. Now, Fargo police say they don't believe Dahl had any intentions to take the vehicle or anything inside, saying Dahl probably just needed a place to pass out and had the wrong house or car. However, the homeowners say it was still a very scary situation, and police remind you to always lock up your garages, doors, and cars, saying it's not a bad idea to double or triple check those locks, especially at night or before any summer vacations. Mike?
All right, thanks, Bailey. Dahl pleaded not guilty in Cass County Court this afternoon. He is set to be back in court in September.
It's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 47-year-old Sean Derek Zander is wanted for a probation violation for drug paraphernalia, unauthorized use of an ID, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Zander. The Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding Jose Rincon. He is wanted for felony probation revocation. He also failed to register as a sex offender and has fled the area. If you have any information, you're urged to call the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office at this phone number, 780-8280.
A 31-year-old Can-Do woman was found dead in a submerged vehicle in rural Towner County. Sheriff Robert Kennedy says the woman's vehicle was found in a coulee roughly 11 miles west of Can-Do, just off of 56th Avenue Northeast. She was reported missing around midnight. The victim's name will be released after family is notified.
2 people are in jail tonight on drug charges. They were arrested in Bemidji after authorities got a tip about heroin sales in that area. 31-year-old Isaiah Frederick Johnson and 26-year-old Alicia Gwynn, both of Cass Lake, were arrested for possession of a controlled substance. Investigators recovered heroin, marijuana, and cash.
A study found that North Dakota ranks 6th highest when it comes to nursing home costs. SeniorLiving.org gives the average monthly cost of a semi-private room in North Dakota at over $11,000, or more than $130,000 annually. Nationally, the average annual cost of a semi-private room was $89,000 in 2018. It's projected to skyrocket to $120,000 by 2028. Lawmakers across the country are addressing the rising costs of prescription drugs, especially insulin. People joined with Minnesota Senator Tina Smith today to talk about the issue. According to a nonprofit health group, the cost of insulin used to treat diabetes has nearly doubled in the past 7 years. Many are calling for laws to hold drug makers accountable, including Nicole Smith Holt. Her son Alec died after he rationed his supply of insulin because he couldn't afford it.
That ultimately, the only true fix is to allow our government to place caps on prices and to regulate the currently unregulated pharmaceutical companies. But until that larger piece of legislation can be implemented, there needs to be a safety net solution in place.
The Minnesota legislature did, in fact, talk about such a bill. It would have provided a free emergency supply of insulin for people in need. But the safety net legislation was cut from the final budget bill.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, as hundreds of thousands gather in the Twin Cities this weekend, we look into Minnesota's LGBTQ history.
And no rain yet in Fargo, but it is on its way. Temperatures, again, pretty cool for this time of year. We were near 70 again. We should be near 80. We are going to be above average by the time our 7-day forecast ends. We'll have the details coming up.